Hello everyone, my name is Angelica and welcome to my channel. I hope you are all doing great. And if you don't know by now, I'm a big fan of thrifting and thrift shops. Here in the UK we call them charity shops and I like them for a few different reasons. You can find really unique and good quality vintage items, and as we all know, trends come full circle. Usually it's super affordable even comparing with high street shop, and it's also always better for environment to reuse old items. But sometimes thrifting can be hit and miss, and that's when the creativity comes. So for this video I prepared 3 flips with the items I purchased in charity shops. They were super cheap, they are in good shape and condition, but there is something missing. They need a little bit of attention and work on them. So without any further ado, let me show you what I came up with this time. For my first project, I've decided to change the look of this small lampshade. It cost me only £1 and it's in fully working order. Just nice shape and size. And for its makeover, I will be using Das air dry clay in white color. I start with taking a big piece of clay and rolling it out. I want to create a sheet of the clay which will go around the lamp. I'm rolling it out to about 75 millimeters thick. I check the size of the clay with the lamp and make it slightly bigger. I remove big piece of clay from the table and move it onto the lamp. I want to cover the whole surface of the lamp, only leaving the screw part how it is. I cut off the excess clay and press the rest tight so it sticks nicely to the lamp surface without any air bubbles. It's very easy to work with air dry clay as you can connect two separate parts of the clay together without any difficulties. So for the missing part, I take more clay and just fill it. Using sharp knife, I cut out the exact shape and tap the connection with my fingertips. I also make small gap for the wire and straighten the bottom of the lamp. The whole surface don't have to be super perfect and smooth as I'm going to create some pattern on it anyway. So to create kind of honeycomb pattern, I will be using plastic acorn. It can be anything with small and round ends, so you will be able to create dents in this soft clay. Idea for this lamp was inspired by this Anthropologie honeycomb vase. I really like its unique and not perfect pattern. So going diagonally down, I create dents using my acorn. I create one row all the way down, and the next row I start with making new hole between two previous ones. And I basically repeat this process covering the whole surface of lamp with small irregular dents. And once it's all done, I leave it on the side till fully dry. After 2 days of drying, the clay is now hard and ready to be painted. It dries out white, but it's more off-white than brilliant white, so I'm going to spray paint it. You can use acrylic paint and brush, but because of its texture, it might take you much longer. I protect the screw and wire by wrapping some paper tape around it. I spray thin layers at the time to avoid any unwanted leaks. Once the white paint is dry, I take foam roller and gold paint. And again, you can paint the edges by hand, but I've thought this way it will be much quicker. I only want to paint the edges so I don't press the roller down too hard. I'm super happy with the result. I like the texture and combination of the colors. I wasn't even sure if this technique is going to work, but it ended up being super easy and fun to do. This small lampshade would be actually super cute, but it's so dirty and the color is just faded. But when I saw it, I really liked the shape of it, so I've grabbed it for 50p. You can feel through the fabric that there is solid metal skeleton under it. So I've took scissors and removed the dirty fabric. You can see this lampshade consists of two parts, which is even better for the design I'm going for. I cut few pieces of cotton macrame cord, each one 70 centimeters long. I folded in half and attached to the top ring of the lampshade by creating lark's head knot. This design is super easy, you don't even need any macrame skills. Then I take one loose cord at a time and I wrap it around the ring below. I wrap it always the same way so the design is nice and tidy. First section is ready and now I'm going to repeat it with the other ones, covering the whole ring in knots. For the bigger section of the lampshade, I decided to just wrap the cord all the way around. I don't know how long cord I will need, so I tie the end to one of the wire and keep the rest of the cord on the reel. Then I wrap each metal part with cord and carry on to the next one where I do the same thing. I make sure the cord is tight. When the holes become too small for my reel, I cut few meters of the cord and keep wrapping it this way. Once the whole surface was covered, I tied the end of the cord to one of the metal wire. Now coming back to the top section, I grab the loose cord and pull it through the middle section. It's just to create more unique design. I make sure each cord is in the right position and tie it all to the bottom ring by creating simple wrapping knot. To fill the gaps on the ring, I've cut few short pieces of cord and I attach them by using lark's head knot. Then I untwist all of the loose strings and trim them to the same length. I love macrame lampshade. This one was really easy to do, so next time when you see old and ugly lampshade, think about this project and how you can transfer it into your lampshade shape. For my next flip, I will be using this 1 pound ceramic vase. Really nice shape, but the color is just not my style. Because it's glazed, I went outside and sprayed with white primer. I'm going to put plaster around this vase, so the surface has to be more stickable. I didn't spray a lot of it as I just ran out of primer, but the coat I've made was just enough. I will be using plaster of Paris for the first time. I've seen this technique before on Pinterest and also one of you asked me to create plaster vase. In separate container, I mix 2 parts of plaster to 1 part of water. I stir it well to avoid any lumps. It was too runny, so I've added some more plaster. The consistency was still runny, which I didn't really expect, but I started applying it on the vase and was just fine. It didn't run down from the surface. I'm applying small amount at the time and then using putty knife, I spread it over, creating irregular texture. The layer is not too thick. In few places you still can even see the vase, but that's not a problem as it will be all painted. Then I took silicone spatula and go all over again, creating the texture. After just over an hour of drying, the vase was fully dry. This plaster dries out so fast, so you have to be quick with applying it, especially if you work with bigger objects. I like the texture it creates, so it was time to paint it. I'm going for more like an old pottery look, so I'm mixing grey acrylic paint with black one. Then using brush, I apply it on the vase. I'm doing the dry brush technique for more of the old look. I leave few small places white and painted. Then I'm blending some of the black and brown paint. I'm really happy with this project. I like the texture this plaster created. It was nice to work with something new for sure, and I will create more projects using plaster of Paris in the future. What do you think about these flips? Let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite. And as I said, there were only the ideas on what you can do with your old or out of fashion items. It might be just hard to find exactly the same shapes what I was working with, but I hope this video inspired you to do some flips yourself. And if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you are going to recreate any of the projects. I will be super excited to see them. And for now, thank you so much for watching, your support, and I will see you in my next video.